All right, AP Stat students, we have one more short section about using studies wisely. So this is probably the most important one, but we're going to hit this over and over and over. There are two parts of studies that can be done randomly: the selection of the sample and the assignment of treatments. These influence how we can interpret the results. So if we have random assignment, right, that means it's an experiment, then we have that causal relationship from the last chapter. So we can make a cause and effect inference. If the individuals were randomly selected, then we can generalize our inference to the entire population. So if we randomly selected from teenagers, then we could make this inference about all teenagers. But if we didn't randomly select them, then we can't. We can only say that there was some cause and effect. A lack of realism should be considered when looking at study results. Do those high center brake lights required on all cars sold in the United States since 1986 really reduce rear-end collisions? Randomized comparative experiments with fleets of rental and business cars done before lights were required showed that the third brake light reduced rear-end collisions by as much as 50%, but requiring the third light in all cars led to only a 5% drop. So what happened? Well, most cars did not have the extra brake light when the experiments were carried out, so it caught the eye of following drivers. Now that almost all cars have that third light, they no longer capture the attention. In some cases, it isn't practical or even ethical to do an experiment, so consider this important question. Does texting while driving cause more accidents? Well, we wouldn't want to do an experiment on this because we wouldn't want to put people in danger. We wouldn't assign half the people to a texting group and half the people to a non-texting group, knowing that texting could put them in danger. So it would be unethical to experiment with this in a realistic environment. Some things they do are like simulations, but it's just not the same. But there's a lot of like ethical issues that we could have. So what are the criteria for establishing causation when we can't do an experiment? Well, one thing we could look at is the association strong. So we're going to use this smoking and lung cancer. We wouldn't want to give people cigarettes thinking that it could harm them. That would be unethical. So the association between smoking and lung cancer is very strong. So there's some evidence. The association is consistent. So many studies of different kinds of people in many different countries link smoking to lung cancer. That reduces the chance that a lurking variable specific to one group or one study explains the association. Larger values of the explanatory variable are associated with stronger responses. So, people who smoke more cigarettes per day or who smoke over a longer period get lung cancer more often. So, people who stop smoking reduce their risk. So, that would make more sense. The alleged cause precedes the effect in time. Lung cancer develops after many years of smoking. The number of men dying of lung cancer rose as smoking became more common, with a lag of about 30 years. Lung cancer kills more men than any form of other cancer. Lung cancer was rare among women until women began to smoke. Now lung cancer in women rose along with smoking, along with a lag of about 30 years, and now has passed breast cancer as the leading cause of cancer death among women. The alleged cause is plausible, so experiments with animals show that tars from cigarette smoke do cause cancer.